What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a heat wave here in New Hampshire in mid-January, end of January. Ooh, we just skipped ahead a couple weeks in where I thought it was this winter. We're closer to spring. 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So that means we're going to be getting some stuff done outside. Now I've got a small window to do that in because we have some rain, sleet, winter mix turning to snow coming in just a few hours. So since it's somewhat bearable to be outside right now, we're going to work on getting the DKW 750 out of here and get the 1000 SP back in here. Now here at the new shop space, it's a little more difficult to do that with cars that don't run or roll easily, or both, because right outside the doors, it's a little bit of an uphill. It's a bit of an uphill as soon as you go outside that door. So we're gonna have to utilize the truck to move this thing out and to ease the 1000 SP back in because I don't have brakes set up in the 1000 SP yet. So we've got an uphill climb leaving the shop with this, and we have a downhill descent coming back into the shop with the 1000 SP. I've got to play a little bit of car Tetris once we get the 750 out of here because we don't have much indoor garage space up at the house. And I've got to squeeze the Corvair, this, my Jetta, Kayla's SQ5, and her 944 in a 4-car space. So I think this will fit sideways behind the Corvair on dollies, and I don't know if it will. So I'm not sure if we're going to get any work done on the 1000 SP in this episode. It might literally be trying to navigate where these cars are going to go and getting them there. But thankfully, when you have a few really small cars in your fleet, they're a little bit easier to cram in tight places. Like the 700 fits perfectly right here because I can still work around it. Whereas if we had the Corvair sitting here, not even sure how much space we'd have to walk between the welding table of the car and the overhead door. All right, well, the hill in the driveway is sheer ice. We're gonna take some of our treated magic salt out and get this working. All right, well, as you can see, the driveway slopes down quite a bit to the shop. And up here are the 4 bays that we have access to. Basically, my friend Ross, if you guys haven't seen the previous episodes, keeps his car collection in this part of the barn and building. So I've got those 2 bays, and then we have these 4 bays. So I've kind of robbed 3 of the 4. We got to put Kayla's 944 next to her SQ5 up in this bay. The Corvair's in here right now, 1000 SP, and then my daily driver normally sits in there. All the snow and ice that melts off of the roof or falls here melts in the sun during the day and heads right down the hill. So we've got thick sheer ice on this knob right here, as you can see, and that's going to be no bueno if we're trying to pull a car up here or keep one from sliding down the hill. Now we're going to use Ross's sweet Toyota Tundra that he's left on the property so I can plow this place with that tiny little squeegee of a plow. It's like the low 20s today, so I probably could get the OBS started, but it's been below 0 and barely getting out of the single digits during the day for the last 3 weeks straight. So the last time I tried to start my OBS, she did not want to start. And being an Alabama truck, that didn't come standard with a block heater. And I don't have a block heater in it yet because I didn't plan on driving it throughout the winter. I just move it when I have to plow. The glow plugs work, but boy, does that thing need a block heater when it's 1 degree out. So I've got this pail of magic salt, and this is a magnesium chloride treated salt. And actually my friend Dan Harris owns the company called Real Green in my area. I actually worked for him for a handful of years, running his loader, loading trucks through the winter, and yeah, treating salt for other municipalities. This stuff here, when it's treated, helps dilute the potency of the calcium in salt, so it's actually safer to use on concrete and pavers. Listen to this. You can hear it working like Rice Krispies. So we'll get a bunch of this put down. I sprayed a lot of this stuff over the years and loaded a lot of trucks with it. It allows the salt to work well below freezing, which is nice when it's super, super cold out. You can put this out at night. All right, so behind door number 1, Kayla's Audi SQ5 normally parks here. We've got the Corvair in here right now. Since we did the carburetor swap, I just tucked it in up here. Now, through that man door is the other two bays. Yeah, my sweet I now live back in New Hampshire purchase. We've got the rare boy. So the 1000 SP has been sitting up in here since we moved back to New Hampshire. I haven't had it in the garage once yet. So ultimately came out of the trailer, and I rolled it in right here. So I normally park the Jetta here. This is insulated, I think, because there's a mini split right here. We've never had it on. There's really been no reason. So I'm not sure if that interior wall is insulated or not. We haven't really messed with heat in here. It does seem to be ambiently warmer in here than outside. There is a post in here, which kind of makes this a little bit smaller of a space. Might be a little difficult to get the Corvair in here. But the overall goal is to hopefully bring the Corvair over here, get it as close to the overhead door as I can. So there'll be room for the 750 sideways in that corner between the wall and the post all the way in. So that's kind of the goal. It would definitely work with the 1000 SP here because that's small enough to roll forward and have the 750 back here. But since we want to get this back in the shop, the Corvair's got to go here because Kayla's 944 is going in that bay very soon. I would normally just put the 750 here and deal with the Jetta sitting outside. But let's be honest, like when you get a foot of snow overnight for like the second week in a row where you've gotten tons of snow, it is miserable cleaning your car off in the morning. Even if your shop is walking distance from your house, some of you wheel nerds might have noticed, I've got my original Krager SS's and one of the full set of 1982 BBS E50s chilling here. We're gonna build those wheels. All right, well, I'll get the Tundra started in front of the bay. Decided to not attempt starting the OBS today. We'll just let that thing sit for now. So my winch has this sweet cage on it, and you can put it in a trailer hitch of a truck. Now I've utilized this multiple times, having to move cars around my yard, not just this one, but the previous yard in Tennessee, by myself. All right, we got the winch mounted, and I got my battery box, which is fully charged because we actually charged this up before we went and got the 750, assuming we might need to use this very same setup on my dad's truck. So got some quick connect terminals on the posts. 12,000 pound winch, got this at Tractor Supply. This is their Traveler series, and I opted for actual cable. Didn't matter to me how heavy this thing is. I move it around on dollies anyway. It's been a great winch. I think it was like 300 and something bucks. It's between $300 and $400. It's been a great winch. And the add-on wireless controller is a game changer. It's so good. You can do so much stuff by yourself without having to be constricted to the like 15-foot leader on the factory controller. All right, so I don't have a V bridle with big J hooks or anything like that, so I think this is what we're going to use. I'll run this axle strap over the rear beam, which spans wheel to wheel, so I can put this right in the middle. Then I'll run this hook to the axle strap, and then run this lasso strap through the ratchet, tighten it up so it won't pull out through the ratchet, and run the ring of the lasso strap through the hook at the end of my cable. Honestly, I don't think it's even worth putting air in these two tires on the passenger side because they lose air so fast that by the time I get it outside, they're going to be flat anyway. In the last episode, we finally got all four wheels rolling. Now, I haven't moved it anywhere except forward and back a couple of feet, and that's with some flat tires, so it's hard to push anyway. But this should roll on all fours. So I haven't even put the Junior down off the dollies yet, and already all my work in this 1000 SP is completely justified. And we're aired up. We're aired up a solid 3/4 of an inch. It's crazy to think the 1000 SP will lay sills. All right, let's get this thing down off the dollies. We'll take a couple photos with these two things together. Just had to get the size difference. And the 750's got two flats on one side, so it's leaning pretty hard. But man, oh man, is that a wild, wild difference. I cannot wait to get that 750 slammed to the ground. Cool little cruiser. It's just wild to have two pre-Audis. There will obviously be plenty of time to see these two cars together, especially once we dive into the 750 project. But I just had to see these two cars next to each other. Just so crazy, especially the SP being body dropped and bagged. The comparison is wild. Earlier I was complaining about this post being in here, but turns out it worked in our favor. So I put an axle strap around it and snatch block to the post so I could winch from outside with the Tundra and ultimately pull the 750 in, since those casters on those dollies are super small and it's kind of uphill all the way into the garage, and this apron here is even more uphill. So yeah, utilized the winch since it was still in the truck. right, so I'm actually a little surprised that the Corvair started. I brought the battery charger up just to give it some extra oomph when I cranked it over. I mean, you guys have seen in the last few episodes how cold it's been here in central New Hampshire. It's been about 3 weeks of barely getting out of the single digits Fahrenheit. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit in that bay with the 750 behind it. We'll see. Hopefully this or the Jetta fits in that bay. That's as tight as it's gonna get. Oh, we're in. We're in. All right, I know for sure the Mark 6 Jetta is not longer than the Corvair. So the Jetta can definitely fit in this bay with a little bit of the 750 sticking out into this bay a little bit. Oh, with ease. There's even room to walk across in front of it. It's tight, but it's not touching the door. I like it. I can step between the 750 and the Jetta, which is great to get into the trunk of the Jetta. I can even pull it ahead a little bit more with the door closed if I had to. This is good. This is a win. We've successfully been able to store a third car in this 2-car little garage. There are some benefits to collecting small cars. That is for sure. Can't do this with a bunch of 60s Cadillacs or Lincolns, even though I wish I had some. Super stoked to get back on this car. So much left to do, but we've gotten so much done, as most of you guys know. Well, I wanted to make an episode out of this because I knew this was gonna take at least a day or more to do. And since a lot of the most recent episodes have just been new shop infrastructure episodes, I've just buried in work that needs to be done in this place. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We got more content coming on the 1000 SP. We'll see you in the next episode.